statues springing to life. Ancient paintings whispering secrets of a forgotten era. Supernatural events unfolding before our eyes. Something extraordinary is stirring, and the signs are impossible to ignore. Get ready to witness the most jaw-dropping moments ever caught on camera. The last thing you'd expect during your worship is the statue of the deity moving. Who is prepared for that kind of thing? But that's exactly what happened during a ritual practice in India. The statue of goddess Durga appeared to blink. Her large eyes closed and opened clearly in front of all her devotees, who stared in shock. After a moment, they rejoiced, with some believing it was the goddess's way of acknowledging them. But skeptics had their doubts, claiming it looked like an animatronic. Divine sign. In a quiet chapel in Mexico, locals gathered for a routine service, never expecting the extraordinary. But as a man filmed the statue of the crucified Jesus, something unexplainable happened. The statue, known for its closed eyes, appeared to open them for several seconds before shutting them again. Startled by what he captured, the man shared the footage online. Believers hailed it as a divine sign, claiming the presence of something holy had graced the service that day. Even skeptics couldn't entirely explain what they saw. Was it a trick of the light, an optical illusion, or something truly otherworldly? Let me know your take in the comments. Tears of oil. In 2018, a 7-foot-tall statue of the Virgin Mary in Las Cruces Church left believers stunned as tears rolled down her face. Witnesses described the liquid as fragrant, with the unmistakable scent of roses adding an air of mystery to the event. Crowds flocked to the statue, capturing the moment and seeking blessings by kissing her hands. But the plot thickened when lab tests revealed the tears were pure olive oil. Where would a solid statue even store olive oil, let alone release it as tears? Some suggested it could be the statue absorbing and exuding oils over time, but others saw it as a miraculous event defying logic. Real-life Toy Story. This chilling footage might make you think twice about holiday decorations. Just days before Christmas, a family caught their elf figurine behaving unnervingly. The toy was seen turning its head and shifting its eyes, sometimes even staring directly at the camera. The family, who had set it up as part of their festive decor, was left shaken, wondering if it was possessed or somehow brought to life. Some netizens speculated that it could be a cleverly disguised robotic prank, while others suggested darker forces might be at play. Maybe even an ancient spell linked to the folklore of El.
Good. Okay.
Live teleportation. Talking about humans experiencing glitches. You have to see this. This piece of footage was taken from a live interview. A woman talking on camera, nothing weird, but take a look behind her. Suddenly a guy appeared out of nowhere and walked away. I mean, where did he come from? With no plausible explanation, people restored to guessing, saying he teleported there. Some even believed that he could be a time traveler. However, skeptics dismissed the clip as a mere camera glitch, but the cameraman denied that. People there at the time had no idea who the guy was, leaving it an unsolved mystery. Milky Bath. Things got seriously wild in India when worshippers noticed something insane happening with a statue of a god. The statue looked totally normal at first, but when milk was poured over its head, its eyes started blinking. Now, skeptics tried to explain it away as just some light trick or a weird reflection from the milk, but when you watch the video closely, it's hard to deny. Those eyes are definitely blinking. Worshippers were absolutely in awe, feeling like they were witnessing a divine moment right in front of them. Whether it's a miracle or just something unexplainable, it definitely left people feeling blessed. Angelic orb. When we think of angels, we often picture glowing, winged humanoids, but biblical descriptions tell a different story. Recently, a woman claimed to have witnessed something extraordinary, a glowing orb hovering above her house. The most startling part, the orb seemed to ripple and respond when she spoke about Jesus. Was this a celestial being, a sign from above, or simply an unexplained natural phenomenon? Whatever it was, it left her, and those who've seen the footage in awe.
You know Jesus. Jesus is awesome, isn't he?
Teleporting car. This clip has left plenty of people scratching their heads. A driver was cruising through an intersection when a collision happened, seemingly out of nowhere. What's really unsettling is that the other car appeared as if it had materialized out of thin air. Even the people involved looked visibly shaken, almost like they couldn't believe what they'd just seen. And who can blame them? It almost feels like the second car teleported straight into the frame. While skeptics argue it's just a trick of the camera angle or low quality footage, others aren't so convinced. There's even a theory floating around that it could be evidence of parallel dimensions momentarily crossing paths. Disturbing toy. A toy that's supposed to honor a jazz legend suddenly playing offbeat, creepy tunes. Now that's something that would make anyone pause. People are all set to admire a piece of musical history, but instead, this little thing starts spitting out sounds that are way too unsettling. The kind of sound that doesn't belong coming from something so innocent looking. It's like the toy had a mind of its own, or worse, like it was trying to communicate something. Some say it's just old tech or faulty wiring, but there's this growing theory that some objects, when they're made with the wrong energy, can take on a life of their own. Maybe it's the spirit of Louis Armstrong playing tricks. El Santo. Hyper-realistic statues are creepy enough as they are, but a moving one? Well, that's straight up nightmarish, which is exactly what happened when a man recorded the wax figure of El Santo at a Mexican museum. In the footage, the figure's eyes appear to shift, shocking everyone. No one at the scene noticed anything unusual, but when the clip surfaced online, it sent shockwaves through fans of the legendary wrestler. Some theorists have a wild take. Could this be more than just a trick of the light? Maybe the museum houses technology to animate these figures. Or perhaps it's something supernatural, like spirits inhabiting objects. Others suspect it's a clever publicity stunt to draw more visitors. Lifting head. During a religious procession in Mexico, witnesses captured a moment that left the crowd speechless. The statue of Jesus on the crucifix appeared to tilt its head slightly upward, almost as if acknowledging the gathered devotees. The video quickly went viral online, sparking heated debates. Believers called it a miraculous sign, proof of divine energy making itself known during an act of faith. Skeptics, however, suggested clever engineering or even the effect of vibrations from the crowd as a more mundane explanation. But here's a thought. Could the power of faith somehow interact with the materials of the statue? Or perhaps there's something ancient and unexplained awakening in these holy artifacts? What's your take? Scary Snow White. In 2015, visitors at a Mexican theme park experienced something straight out of a bedtime story, only much creepier. A statue of Snow White, part of a worn-out display, appeared to blink its eyes. The footage had everyone talking. While some speculated the statue had hidden mechanisms, others pointed out the poor quality craftsmanship, arguing it couldn't possibly house advanced tech. Locals in the area believe something supernatural thrives in places filled with childhood nostalgia. That's a cue for all of us to steer clear of such spaces. Glowing figure. For ages, people have been gathering in churches to feel closer to their spirituality. This next clip was filmed in a church where they recorded something extraordinary. Everything seemed normal. That's until the camera panned around and a glowing white figure was found sitting among them. What made the scene even more strange was how nobody seemed to notice it. Many thought it was an angel, given its bright and glowing appearance. Could this be a divine presence, or just an illusion? Shrugging Sai Baba. In 2016, a statue of Sai Baba in India left people in total disbelief when it appeared to shrug its shoulders. Now, this was no person. It was a statue, but the movement looked so real that some couldn't help but wonder if a divine presence was at play. Some skeptics said it was just the wind, but things got even stranger when the flowery decoration on the statue's hand slipped off all of a sudden. Was that another sign of movement or something else? It certainly raised some eyebrows and had everyone questioning if there was more to this than meets the eye. What do you think? Was it just a coincidence or something supernatural at work? Blinking Mary. A statue in a remote temple has left visitors stunned. Many claim its serene eyes follow you as you walk past, while a few insist they've seen its hand twitch slightly. The footage that surfaced is admittedly grainy, but it still shows something unsettling. A subtle, almost human blink. Some skeptics argue it's a trick of shadows, but others aren't so quick to dismiss it. Could this be a supernatural occurrence? Or maybe a hidden mechanism deliberately planted centuries ago to mystify believers? What's even more curious is that the temple priests refused to allow a closer inspection, only fueling speculation. Breathing Amman. A wild video has been making rounds online, showing the statue of God Amman seemingly locking eyes with its followers. This all went down during a religious procession, where the vibe was already super intense. Out of nowhere, the statue looked like it was actually breathing, its chest moving in and out. The whole crowd froze for a second, completely freaked out. Some people bolted, scared out of their minds, while others whipped out their phones, convinced they were witnessing something divine. They saw it as a blessing, a moment they couldn't let pass. Real or not, this clip has left everyone talking. Some swearing it's proof of the divine, others thinking it's just a clever trick. Statue stunts. In the heart of a busy city, a silver figure stood out. Some passers-by were quick to dismiss it, one even saying it wasn't a real statue. But this wasn't just a performer, it was a marvel of engineering, bowing in acknowledgement when tipped. It executed fluid, almost lifelike dance moves. A closer inspection revealed its shovel wasn't merely a prop, but a cleverly designed change bucket. The creation turned out to be the brainchild of a genius engineer who had successfully blurred the lines between science and art. Moving Buddha. In Malaysia, an incident involving a Buddha statue has left people baffled. Witnesses claim they saw the statue move, with some even swearing its chest appeared to rise and fall as if breathing. These statues are crafted from gold-plated metals, making it unlikely that any hidden mechanisms are involved. For believers, this was no random occurrence, but a sign of divine presence, an extraordinary moment of spiritual connection. Skeptics, however, were quick to suggest it might be a trick of light, humidity effects, or even a hoax. But what if there's more to it? Some believe ancient craftsmanship hides secrets we've yet to uncover. Guan Yin blinking. This video from Lingam Temple in China has sparked some serious debate. The Guan Yin statue caught on camera seemed to blink, an eerie sight for anyone watching. Lingam Temple, founded in 328 AD by an Indian monk, is known for its mystical vibes, and some believe it's a place where immortal souls linger, while skeptics claim it's just a camera shake messing with the footage. The statue blinks even when the camera stops moving. Could it be a glitch, or is there something more going on? Some theorists suggest that the soul of Guan Yin herself is still present in the temple, making her statue come to life in the most subtle, haunting way. Poof. This wild footage out of Russia has stirred up plenty of debate online. 4 guys appear to be searching for someone, and when they finally spot him, they chase him into a bookstore. That's where things take a bizarre turn. Something so surreal happens that it's been labeled as potential proof of teleportation. Now, while that sounds exciting, let's not get carried away. Most people, myself included, are leaning toward the idea that this is staged. The whole setup has a polished vibe, with multiple locations, extras, and even pretty decent effects. It almost feels like a well-done student project or an ad campaign for something mysterious. But why go through all that effort knowing people would call it CGI immediately? Milk Miracle. India, known for its rich deities, became the center of global attention in 1995 with a phenomenon that still baffles people. A statue of Lord Ganesha, depicted with an elephant head, was reported to drink milk offered by devotees, and the whole thing was caught on camera. The statue of the deity was seen consuming milk right before the eyes of the believers. While some attributed the event to divine intervention, skeptics pointed to science, suggesting capillary action as the cause. But the excitement didn't stop milk vendors from cashing in on the moment, raising prices to meet skyrocketing demand. Lady of Tapao. In Vietnam, the Shrine of Tapao has become the center of a shocking event. At the top of 400 steps stands a statue of Mary, and according to reports, her cloak was seen moving without any apparent breeze in sight. Believers flocked to witness what they saw as a clear sign of divine blessings. Videos captured the moment, and while the surrounding trees showed no signs of wind, the statue's motion quickly went viral online. For some, it was a miraculous occurrence, evidence of Mary's presence at the sacred site. Skeptics, however, argue it might have been subtle vibrations or an illusion. The Sleeping Beauty. The story of Rosaria Lombardo, known as the Sleeping Beauty, is one that makes even the bravest shiver in fear. Laid to rest at just 2 years old in the Capuchin catacombs of Italy, her body was embalmed with techniques so advanced that she remains eerily preserved. But it's not just her stunning preservation that has people talking, it's the strange phenomenon of her eyelids fluttering and her eyes seemingly blinking. Some say it's a result of a chemical reaction, while others suspect darker forces are at play. Could her preservation be the result of an ancient forbidden ritual, or is it just a freak accident of science? Either way, visitors flock to the chapel, drawn by the mystery of this hauntingly perfect child. Egyptian statue. In 2014, the mystery surrounding an ancient Egyptian statue at a Manchester museum had everyone talking. The curator, Campbell Price, was the first to notice something odd. The statue seemed to turn every day, and he was the only one with the key to investigate. So Price and his team set up a time-lapse camera to see what was going on. What they found was pretty wild. Nebsu, the statue, was moving all by itself during the day, only to stop at night. So was it an ancient curse? Nah, turns out the statue was shifting due to vibrations from visitors' footsteps. Kinda wild, right? Just goes to show, even something as simple as walking around can stir up some ancient mysteries. Nodding Jesus. A statue of Jesus Christ left everyone at the scene in complete shock when its head suddenly raised. Some tried to explain it away, suggesting that there was someone behind it, but the reality is this was a statue, completely still up until that unexpected movement. The footage captured the moment for all to see, and it sparked a lot of theories. Some folks believe it was a sign, as if something miraculous was happening right before their eyes. Others can't help but feel that there's some deeper, unexplainable mystery tied to it. I don't know about you, but it's hard to shake off the feeling that there's something bigger at play here. Lord Kika's gaze. Check out this shocking footage, a statue of Lord Kika that looks like it's actually tracking the camera with its eyes. Kinda freaky, right? Some people think it's just a trick of the light or an optical illusion, especially because the eyes are hollow, but others swear it's something more, maybe even divine power at work. This goddess is often shown with multiple arms, sometimes even 10, which only adds to her mysterious vibe. Plus, her blue color makes her seem even more out of this world. Whether it's some kind of divine energy or just an illusion, it definitely leaves you wondering. Sneaky Brazilian statue. We're perched atop Corcovado Mountain. The Christ the Redeemer statue is a symbol of faith, but recent rumors suggested it might also be a symbol of mystery. Witnesses swear they saw its eyes shift ever so slightly, as if the statue was observing the world below. Naturally, this sparked a storm of speculation. Some brushed it off as a digital prank, a clever use of CGI to draw attention, while others firmly believe it was a sign, perhaps divine intervention or a subtle warning. But honestly, I have to say this one does look like CGI to me. Maestro Matteo. This one's pretty wild. So Master Matteo, this medieval sculptor, made a statue that sat in the Santiago Museum for years. But in the 1950s, something super weird happened. The statue, which never had eyes before, suddenly grew these massive bulging eyes out of nowhere. Imagine walking into the museum and seeing a statue go from blank-eyed to totally creepy. Then, to make things even weirder, someone sent photos of this transformation to the royal family, but no one knew who it was. Was it just some prank for attention, or did something supernatural actually happen? It's still a mystery. Creepy painting. There's a chilling story behind the infamous Sony's painting, uploaded by an urban legend creator. The eerie portrait gained a reputation for unsettling its viewers, who claimed the girl in the painting would change her expression. Some even swore she gave them a sinister, taunting smirk. It gets creepier. Rumor has it that people who stared at the painting for over 5 minutes experienced an overwhelming sense of despair, with a few claiming it drove them to the edge. But here's the twist. The artist herself, a young girl, revealed the work was inspired by a fictional character she called Princess Ru. Haunted. Edvard Munch's paintings are already known for being unsettling, but this one, it's on a whole different level. This piece, done back in 1900, supposedly holds more than just paint. People who've been around it say the kids' eyes follow them, like the painting's alive or something. Creepy, right? But it doesn't stop there. The bed in the painting, meant to show the loss of the kid's mom, sometimes starts moving on its own. The sheets rustle like someone's under them, but nobody's there. Some even say the girl just disappears from the painting altogether. Experts might chalk it up to imagination, but there's something about this one that just feels off. It's like Munch captured grief so perfectly that it's somehow still haunting. Awakened statue. One Sunday morning, during a quiet moment of prayer at a small-town church, something inexplicable happened. A statue of St. Joseph, standing in a corner, appeared to blink. For those seated near it, it wasn't subtle. The eyes seemed alive, and you can even see it smile for a split second. The incident quickly became the talk of the town. Some speculated it was a sign of divine presence, while others whispered about ancient blessings infused into the statue centuries ago. A few even claimed the movement was followed by a faint whisper, though no one could agree on what it said. Whatever it was, the church hasn't felt the same since. Guardian Angel. If you don't believe in miracles, this clip will definitely make you think. Surveillance camera on a road captured a bizarre moment. A little girl was crossing the road when 2 cars were approaching. After dodging one, she was about to be hit by the second when a figure appeared, picked her up, and placed her safely on the other side. The drivers, stunned by what they saw, got out to check on the girl. She was fine, though likely scared by the sudden commotion. I don't usually believe in spirits and angels, but it seemed like her guardian angel knew exactly what to do. Teleporting woman. If you still doubt the possibility of glitches in our reality, then this next clip will change your mind. It seemed like an ordinary afternoon with cars moving through typical traffic. But suddenly, the truck in front swerved at an impossible angle and a woman in a white coat appeared, seemingly out of thin air. This mysterious lady then wandered off as if nothing happened. People speculated about teleportation, even suggesting secret organizations capable of interdimensional travel. However, others thought the woman might have been crossing the street and couldn't be seen due to the truck's size. Out of nowhere, this CCTV footage has some seriously bizarre stuff going on. At first, there's no one near the pole, but then, bam, a man just shows up out of nowhere like he stepped through an invisible door. It's almost like he teleported in, which is kind of wild to think about. Could this be some kind of glitch in the camera? Maybe, but still, the idea of teleportation, whether it's real or just a weird illusion, is mind-blowing. Makes you wonder if there's something we still don't understand about the world around us. What do you think? Tech malfunction or something stranger? Vanishing guy. Teleportation and being able to travel large distances in a blink of an eye. Sounds crazy, right? Although it sounds like a fairy tale to many. This next clip recorded a very similar phenomenon. Footage from a CCTV camera showed a guy walking, and there was another guy sitting in a chair, and just as he passed, the sitting guy just disappeared. What just happened? No one seemed to notice the commotion at the moment, but netizens had a lot to say. Some said the guy just teleported into another dimension. Whatever the reason, I sure want to teleport myself as well. Saying goodbye. A grieving pet owner was seeing her dog, Biscuit, off to the afterlife when her camera recorded something strange. As she threw a handful of ashes into the air, they briefly took the form of a dog. Shocked at this unexpected moment, the woman said the shape looked exactly like her dog, and that this was a sign of her final goodbye. While the clip sure is bizarre, pet lovers around the world found consolation in the video, believing pets that have passed on stay with them as guardian angels. Lightning fast. This incident in China was like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. It was a quiet night, cars cruising down the road, when things took an unbelievable turn. As a truck and a bike came to an intersection at the same time, it seemed like a crash was unavoidable. But then, out of nowhere, a guy appeared, his hands glowing with some strange light. He moved the bike to the other side of the road with insane speed, avoiding disaster like it was nothing. Was it a guardian angel, a superhuman, or just a bizarre coincidence? Whatever it was definitely something that makes you question the limits of reality. Disappearing guy. This one's definitely gonna leave you scratching your head. A guy was reviewing his home security footage when he saw something that made him stop dead in his tracks. A figure, all covered up, entered the backyard in the dead of night. Nothing too weird at first, but then things took a strange turn. The guy picked something up from the ground, and as soon as he did, it started glowing. Like, glowing bright enough to light up the whole yard, and then poof, he just vanished like he stepped into thin air. Was it a portal? Some high-tech gadget? No one knows what he grabbed, but it sure looks like he was using something to disappear. Drive-through. A CCTV camera caught something straight out of a sci-fi movie. At a busy intersection, a police car and a truck casually approached the traffic light. Suddenly, a third vehicle zipped through the frame at an almost impossible speed. What really left everyone baffled wasn't just the pace. It appeared to phase right through the truck and the police car. While skeptics argued it was just a glitch in the video, others were convinced it was a display of teleportation or advanced cloaking technology. Some theorized it could even be a time traveler's vehicle, briefly crossing into our dimension. Mary's message. This footage from St. Charbel's Catholic Church in Australia left everyone scratching their heads. The statue of Mary holding baby Jesus was caught lip-syncing during a sermon. As the crowd gathered, the statue's lips moved in sync with the words being spoken, leaving worshippers stunned. A couple of people filmed it, with some even claiming to have seen the statue speaking in the past but had kept quiet, thinking no one would believe them. While skeptics chalked it up to flickering candlelight or some weird visual effect, others believed it was a sign of divine intervention. Fell from heaven. This footage from a Jakarta mall has had people buzzing for years. Captured late at night when the mall was completely empty, the CCTV shows a sudden burst of blinding light descending from above. At first glance, it's just a glowing sphere. The being lingers briefly before shooting back into the air. You can almost make out a figure with wings. What makes this clip so eerie is the details. The light reflects perfectly off the polished floors and nearby glass, making it hard to write off as a simple special effect. And then there are the security guards. 4 men rush to the spot, visibly shaken, as if searching for evidence. A feather? A burn mark? Who knows? Open discussion. This shocking footage of a Jesus statue has been making waves online, leaving people with mixed emotions. The statue's head suddenly dropped, leading to all sorts of speculation. Some believe this was a miraculous sign, Jesus acknowledging the faith and efforts of those present. Others, however, offered a darker interpretation, suggesting it could symbolize divine discontent with the state of the world. A few even speculated it might be a signal pointing toward resurrection. Skeptics were quick to dismiss these theories, chalking off the incident to a gust of wind or mechanical failure. But with all of the other statues moving around the world, one can't help but wonder, could these be signs of something more profound? A divine revelation, perhaps? Drop your theories in the comments below.